You are the word that is perfect, and any defilement of your word is antichrist. It is the promise of assurance of eternal destruction, your eternal knowledge that you have, anything you have, a Father is going to be stripped and burnt out of you. How about that? That's a better way of looking at it, right? You're going to go to the lake of fire if you add a jot to his word, a tittle to Father. So he said, don't add. He is the word. He birthed a flesh vessel. He had to birth a flesh vessel to fulfill the flesh. So Paul, remember, he said, not against flesh and blood, because he fulfilled. He had to birth a flesh vessel because he is the word. The word doesn't exist in flesh until he birthed a flesh vessel. So thank you for the Son, the high priest, the one that will stand, because you stood against the perversion. As he stood against the perversion of Father's word, you must stand, because he said, follow after me, conform to the image, do what he did. You have to do exactly what he did. He said, do exactly what he did in the same narrow way, without any variance, no change, no perversion. Father does not like perverts. So don't pervert his word. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Do not pervert the word, because he is the word. Father is the word. He's not a deity, little g, God in the sky. He is a word. Father is the word, the perfect word. He said, I am pure. Paul said we have an inner man, that flesh vessel that he had at birth, that he said is perfect, cannot sin, blameless, without blemish. Remember, not a broken bone in him. Right? Ruach is the word holy. That means he is undefiled. It doesn't want you to lay. Remember, marry. When you lay with somebody, you're married. You're trying to marry even a tittle or a jot or even a thought, or you'll go to hell. But hell's not a place. Hell is knowledge. Hell is no knowledge. The negation, the cancellation, knowledge is bis. So my people shall perish for lack of bis. They'll gnash teeth in the abyss. So what's happening, Daniel? Just in here sharing the true gospel, the undefiled. Remember, anything that's, if you even add even a single thought or a letter, cosmos is in orderly arrangements. He says, do not, even if there's a single star in the firmament, like it says in Psalms 19, the firmament declares the handiwork of Father, they'll be chained at the final trump, the seventh shofar, the ram's horn. Father's the ram. Remember, David declared the Hamashiach. He was birthed from the house of David, right? David was from Bethlehem. He was from Bethlehem. He sprang out of Judea, right? You're going to use your Jew, or there's no such thing as Jew, because there's no such thing as J. If it was Jacob, then he called him Israel, and that's not a country, that's a man. So there's no such thing as Israel as a country. That's never been. It was Palestinians. Remember, Anak, Gaza, not where the Anunnaki were at. They're not. They don't come from the sky. It's perversion. So, like, people like to pervert Father's word. So they'll gnash teeth because they don't have knowledge. Remember, their hell is right here. So they have no base. Their lack of base is why they'll gnash teeth, because of their flesh. He says wrestle, not against flesh. This ain't WWF or WWE. You'll just burn. Remember, the lake of fire, the pit will open up and the smoke will rise. That's it. Put 1 foot on the land, 1 foot on the sea, and he says time will be no more. That's it. The final trump. That is Father. The final trump. Wow. Remember? That is Father, Aries, the tabernacle and the firmament. Remember? Not gods in the sky. Your carpet gods. Your Aladdin, Casper the Friendly, the Jesus. Remember? He said, I come quickly, let no one take your crown. Remember? Revelation 9:11 says they have a messenger over them. Messenger, that's the word angelos in the Greek. Remember, they put a crown of thorns on his head. Careful, let no one take your crown. King of the Jews, huh? There's no such thing as Jew. Why do you guys say that? That's such a stupid word. Remember, the word is nice. Nice means you're acting. You know what you're talking about. You're stupid. Nice and stupid. That's what nice means, to be stupid. But nobody will ever define any words that come out of their face. So they don't know what the hell they were talking about, right? If you don't know the definitions of the yods, those are letters. Cosmos is an orderly arrangement. It's not above your head. So a word, right? An orderly arrangement of yods, that is Father, right? Cosmos is not above your head. These people are looking for a God like they're looking for Planet X, XX, standing on an X, Wile E. Coyote getting crushed by no knowledge, their lack of knowledge, bis. So Father is the word, Hokadesh, ghost, remember? Nice. What, Casper the Friendly Jesus? That's Satan. Apollyon. There's no J's, so you got to go back and read the Old Testament and use your lexicon. You probably don't own a concordance. That's why you speak like a dragon or like an alien. Alien means foreign, not in the sky. Alien doesn't take up any matter, time, place, or space. You can get out of my space. Or just say there's space. Tell me where it says there's space in Scripture, right? So I'm saying they're lost in space, remember? Cuckoo. Remember, the skies will roll back like a scroll at the final trump. They don't get it. Don't try to turn goats into sheep. Now you're doing something that's Father. Remember? Father condemns. It's not the Old Testament eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Knocks out your tooth. You can't knock out his tooth, remember? He said, let vengeance be mine. Right? Somebody killed your brother. You could sneak into his house at night and kill his brother. That's Old Testament. But remember Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy? That was the law. That sounds like a religion. That's what religious is watered down. Watered down. He said, eat of the meat and drink of the milk, not watered down. And we're not supposed to suckle off we're the only species that drinks milk. Think about that. What other species drinks milk? After your birth. Huh. I know. What a bunch of idiots. Live in a world with nice people, remember? He said if you're friends, if you're loved by the world, you be hated by Father. So just keep being nice. Play stupid games and you get stupid prizes, remember? You're nice and stupid, so. Or an ass, one of the two. I can't change goats into sheep, or like you're, remember, greatest all the time. Oh, you can't be moved because you're the greatest. Pride, all that, Old Testament. It's not a religion, is it? 613 statutes, commandments, right? And he commands us to take up our cross, to be crucified by the world like he was crucified for standing up to perversion. And now we got the PDF file, the P-3DO in chief, queef, whatever, hot hole, smoke, remember the pit? Oh, man. America doesn't care, remember? It's a corporation. They're not a country. They were debt slaves, sold out by their merchandise. $10 million sold out on the stock exchange, nailed like they nailed them to a stock. They nail people to a stock exchange now to mock them. So mock them on the stock exchange, merchandise them, and send their war dollars, W-2 witnesses to kill Iranian children, Ukrainian, Lebanese, Yemenis, well, all around the world, 1,000 military bases. I know, I was a pig. I was one of these slime ball military police in the army. So I would know. A war machine, remember? Do what we say, pay, or play or pay. Remember, Mr. Warp Speedy just sanctioned the whole world, because never sanctioned our own allies. Went to war with everybody. Declared war on the whole world. Mexico, Canada, Germany. Everybody's like, Team America first. Yeah. Gulf America. Put a one in the chat if it's Gulf America. Let me see if you're one of these Gulf Americas. You whacking balls in Mar-a-Lago? Or are you one of them island boys? Take little balls to the island. Boys and girls club. Take boys and girls to the island. Yeah, you one of those. We got one in here, I think. Oh yeah, there we go. Disgusting. Look at that. The American flag. Wipe your ass. That's my favorite toilet paper, the American flag. A veteran, you know. Oh, I didn't serve no flag. Wipe my ass. My second is, well, I don't know. David, that's not the Star of David. That's triangle, remember? Catholicism, triple transgender Jesus, Casper the Friendly Jesus, whatever you want to call him, Booby Jesus, the one with breasts. Father doesn't have flesh, nor does he have breast, and they ban that, throw you in jail. But they didn't, remember, they had 13 colonies, but all this 50 stars. Yeah, star worship. We got another one in here. I knew it as soon as it came in the room, man. I smelt that P-3DO come in here, didn't I? PDF file. Check IP address for Kitty Porter. Thank you very much. Yeah, they watching. They're always watching. You remember? You're some free country, in every corner you go on, there's got a flock camera because you're a herd of goats, not sheep. You're goats. You think you're sheep. You keep calling people sheep, but you're a goat. Remember, MAGA high priest of the Satan Church, greatest of all time? Yeah. Remember, you knew I was a snake before you let me in, then he let Joe Biden in. Yeah, he came and played cleanup, huh? Now 4 + 7 is 11. If you skip Joe Biden, if you go back in time, 4 + 5 is 9, 4 + 7 is 11. They're selected by the corporation. Pretend it. Remember, Commander and Pedo Chief file, but nobody wants to talk about it. Why would you wave an American flag? You're an abomination. You know that? Remember? Vomit. So, whatever. A man gender, remember? Barack Obama with his Baphomet wife, Manshell. You're an idiot. You just let that slide too, didn't you? Reagan, remember Nancy? They're all in on it. All you have to do is remember, head height. A man and a woman are completely portion different. You can't change that. Let me see your pelvic bone. I'm not telling you to, take your pants off and jacket. I'm telling you men are portion. You could be running away. I used to be a law enforcement. I can identify you running away from me. I don't need to see your man gender beard. Some of these guys got beards now with eyeliner. Oh, is that JD? In advance, JD Trump Ants or Trump Vance? Oh, why does he wear eyeliner? Remember? That's hilarious, man. These people are just allow this stuff. They're all a bunch of PDF files, but nobody cares. A nation run by a bunch of PDF files. The whole world knows, but nobody in America cares. Remember? They American't. So, what an idiot. Get away from me. Quit waving your flags. I'll go on mandates, corporate mandates or ordinances. Remember? Water. Water law. Land, air, and water. No, they all are. All these governments. Zelensky, Putin, Xi. Do you see Xi waving the kids at Mr. Trump? He's like, ooh, buffet. Did you see the hunger in his eyes? He had those hungry eyes. Yeah. Mr. Warp Speed, Mr. Ping. Did you see him? Ping. Like your 5G whiz tower at Wuhan. Yeah, I see all that nonsense. Wuhan, huh? Spinning, going in circles, perverts. Yeah, whatever. They're all in on it. The dragon, there'll be another sign in the firmament, a great red dragon, right? And he fell asleep again. Donald the Warp Speed Biden, Billary, whatever you want to call him. She sat 3 bodies away from at his inaugural dinner. He praised the Billary Clintons. So it's 2 cheeks to the same hole, 2 wings to the same dragon. Raven picking your bones dry. Bird, predator bird. Yeah. Speaking of P-3DO files, nobody wants to talk. They released some GFO files, right? Government flying objects. There's no way unidentified. We know that's them. Once again, see, you're falling for it again, huh? Oh, there's gods in the sky. Okay, your magnetic personality here is not working. Opposition polarity. Poles, take your pole and pole vault on your whatever you're leaning on. Kickstand, dumb, dumb, free. What, will? No free will, no luck. Wow, if we're a free nation, why is everybody in debt? They're printing $1 trillion every 100 days. Can you keep up? Nope. Not with compound interest. Didn't you ever go to school? Do any finances, personal? Nope. Your credit now. You're tokenized. You've been sold out. Remember, they already have a new bank. Mister, give a man a gun, he'll rob a bank. No, he can't have a bank, but he can run the whole U.S. We'll give a man a bank and he'll rob the world. How about that? Let's just go there. Run by a bunch of banksters, right? Federal Reserve is Federal Express. Did you get your package? If you unfold a box, you get a cross. Nobody hung from crosses, you idiot. Get away from me. You stink like swine. He said, don't sup with swine. Don't cast your pearls in the mud before swine. Vipers. Remember, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. Then you let Joe Biden. Did you get the jab? Did you bow to the altar of Jabba? Mr. Warp Speed. Mr. Space Farce Balls. Whatever you want to call them. Star Trek. Nano. Remember? MAGA. High Priest to the Satan Church. See these guys, third terming? They don't care. Nobody cares in America. There's never been a time where if this nation was ever to use their first and second, well, all of them, hey, whatever, just assert all your amendments, rights, first Constitutional Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. So remember, House, Congress, Senate, repugnant if it's not gone through it. Yep, now it's all a corporation and they're supposed to not follow any of these repugnant laws. And yes, they do. Remember, they're not laws. They're crimes of commerce. Remember, they've been nailed to the New York Stock Exchange, like they put the 3 nails in his hands, unleash the beast. Yeah, I like to mock people. Remember, you must be as stained as a potter's clay, turn their works upside down. They love just tipping that can, don't they, huh? The American. Yep, they like shooting cans. They do. The governments, they like shooting Americans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans. They just shoot all the cans, any can they can. Because you can. South Americans, that takes all of them, remember? That's the government. You're sitting there like a duck in a pond waiting to be shot, remember? If I had my way. You ever watch the movie The Wall, Pinky? That'll keep you going for the show. I can't get my shots, guys. I can't. I called them today, and I don't think they're going to be able to do anything, so no surgery for me for now. Because I can't get the shots, you know, to have the surgery. For insurance won't cover that, so I can't get surgery if they can't do the injection. So I don't know. My stuff is, yeah. Drill, baby, drill, yeah. Drill into my back with some jabs, remember? So whatever, it's all right, I'll figure it out. I'm not sure what's going on. The lady, I called her today, so I don't want to have surgery anyways. I think I'm going to go out of the country and have surgery. I hate America. America's horrible. I can go have the same $75,000 surgery for about $5,000, and I have to have somebody try to load me up with a bunch of snake oil or a bunch of tablets, a bunch of Mexican American tablets. Whatever, pills. I hate pills. I hate snakes up a pole. I hate Americans too. I hate America. I hate Americans. 99% of Americans. I can't stand Americans. I hate them. They're the worst. Vile nation run by a bunch of petty PDF files, and nobody cares. Everybody outside America knows, but nobody cares in America. Team America, Gulf America, Trump 2028. You know, the hopium, run on the hopium. Oh, this guy's going to fix it. Two cheeks of the same hole. Remember, Democrat Republican mocking the Constitutional Republic, the ass, you know, the donkey, right? The original the elephant. It's not a two-party system. You're an ass is what you are. It's not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic, but now it's a corporation. You've been nailed to the stock exchange by your merchant number. You've been merchandised like they nailed him to a tree, not a cross. You might want to get out of your box there. You're going around the box in Mecca. I got Muslims going ham in here. Woohoo! Bang, bang, gorilla. 24 karat magic in the air. Oh, sorry, my bad. I throw a little jukebox in there for you. That's my bad. It's always going in the background. The only time it ever turns off is when I go to sleep. So, or sometimes when I sup with Father, but most of the time it doesn't go away. No, I'm not in Mojave. I was born in Mojave. I was born in the concrete jungle in the desert. Scorpizzo, remember? No, not Mr. Remember? That's Mr. Warp Speed. You ever watch his hands? He looks like he's doing the accordion. Don't ever think he's doing the accordion because your hands will never... Wow. The Scorpizzo, the false teacher. Oh, watch out. But I'm in the high desert. I'm in the desert. I'm a desert dweller. Can't help it. Desert rat. No, I'm not got the Hanta. Remember? Scamdemic. They're going to do it again. Stand on the X. Wile E. Coyote. I grew up watching too many Wile E. Coyote cartoons and, well, Romper Moon and Conjunction Junction. What's your function? Oh, sorry, my bad. Eating, you know. Tricks are for kids, but they were little round balls. The man's nuts grab them. Now they're really shaped like fruit. I don't know. Cereal's poison, all of it. Everything we eat now is poison. It's a different world we live in. So, but I'm in the high desert. My freaking garden got taken out, but the ladies are still doing good. They're all right. So I hashed a few. Well, not hashish, but the weather zapped them. Not like 5G whiz. That's an oxygen absorption wave. It has nothing to do with your internet. Shut up. You're an idiot, aren't you? Oh, yeah. 5G whiz. So. New Mexico. I already got New Mexico in the house. Yeah, Honta is on the back of your Lysol can, brothers, sisters. That's something that springs up in the spring when you sweep and do cleaning, you know, because you clean up poop and, you know, and it's like the corona. That's the scientific name for the common cold. Hello. Let no one take your crown. On March 11th, 3/11 declared the coronavirus. Hey, it's down in the X, go inside, go in. Oh, flatten the curve. Oop. Too much Wile E. Coyote cartoons. So. These people, no one like Dave. Remember, he put a crown of thorns. He's got the keys to knowledge. People are lost in space, guys. Hashtag the ice wall. Remember, welcome to outer space. Well, outside the ice wall. Remember. Oh, never mind. They like their north and south God. So bye. Kick rocks. Pound sand. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Lord is a pagan term, never written in the Old or New Testament. So Allah Kamala, Allah Akbar. Yep. Bang, bang on children. See, I knew I smelled a PDF file in here. I got Muslims going ham. Catholics wrote the Quran. That's how stupid people are. Remember, the word is nice. So you've been fooled by the, you know, the third rock from the sun and ball and ritual in the third dimension with your 33 Jurassic, well, thoracic, remember your lumbar and your, never mind. Raising the spine, raising the X-Wing, right? The fighter out of the swamp there, Yoda. Look, I am your father. They like to play with you, play scripture in the halftime Super Bowl show. It's normally Ezekiel, Daniel, Genesis, or Revelation. And that I am. Whoa, remember, believe is a verb. I can't believe, and you make me a believer. Pain. Believe is an action word. It's a verb. You can't think a thought, right? Well, yeah, that's a thought, but a thought is not a verb, so you're an idiot. Get away from me. I believe in Jesus. Whoa, and now you're getting saved, right? Get the hell out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. You must go to a temple made by hands. Well, no, it's the church, right? The body is the temple. If you'd use the two on the side of your head, brain, oh, the two witnesses. We got two temples, right? Put them at the top of your house and let it shine. He's the light, remember? Horizo, he separates that dark from the light. This is what causes you to sin, not aliens. Oh, fallen doesn't mean from the sky. Sky is right here. Meet him in the sky. Remember? You're going to fall up to the sky? Fallen? You really think somebody comes? Put a 1 in chat if you think anything comes from above your head. Has there already been anything come from above our head? I hate Americans. Oh, God, Americans are horrible. As soon as I can leave this country, guys, I'm out of here. Boom, I'm out of here. Should have left first time. Such an idiot. Got my son and daughter killed. Now they threw me in jail. Remember, grenaded me, shot my son, kidnapped my daughter. I contact my my son's daughter's father today. I've tried it. If somebody got a hold of him, I didn't. So I contact. We'll see who gets a hold of me. Let me know anything, man. I hadn't heard anything in 2 years. I said, man, my son's been dating your daughter for years. I hadn't heard from both of them in a couple of years. So we know where they were last seen. Last time you seen, the police shot him with his hands over his head. So then kidnapped my daughter. So it's not been good since that day. But oh well, it's almost been exactly 2 years from that day. So it's been pretty rough. So America sucks. And they would have tried to make me take a deal and give me a misdemeanor, and I fought it and got felonies. Yeah, I didn't let them extort my merchant number. Father will cover me on the other end, remember? That's right. They offered me a plea agreement. Please, let me extort my merchant number, my bond, your social security number. That's what they do. You pay to get cock rocked and, ass rape, whether you like it or not. Eat cock meat, double meat, Bob, big double stuffed Oreo cookie. Well, by Big Bob and his buddies, you're getting rocked like a rocking horse in a state prison. You pay for that sandwich, cock meat sandwich it is. So whatever, that's America. People say, oh, this is such a great nation. There are more people locked up in America than all the other countries combined between the private prisons that have a guaranteed occupancy. I know, I used to work at a prison, used to be a cop, remember? Used to be a military police. I don't want to hear it. I've been one of these absolute tyrant thugs, serving this beast system. So either way, yeah, throw me in a cage. I've been SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. Instead, they SWAT raided my house, remember, because I was asserting my First Amendment right only. I was not threatening violence. I didn't yell fire in a theater. I made it very clear there would be no Second Amendment items used. I was using my First and Fourth Amendment right to be secure in my house, papers, persons, effects, the right to warrantless search or seizure. Congress shall establish no law prohibiting the exercise of free speech of the press, the right of religion, the right to peacefully assemble, and the right to redress grievances. Because I'm loud doesn't mean I'm breaking any frickin' laws. Eat a dick. Fuck off, pig, copper, whatever you bootlickers out there. All you people want to lick this American bootlicking flag that goes and drops freedom and democracy bombs. The only nation to ever use a nuclear bomb, gonna tell a nation that's never attacked us and go bomb them and tell them they can't have a nuclear bomb? What kind of responsibility is this nation? The tyrants in this world are Israel and America. What would this world be like if it didn't have these two disgusting, filthy, outside the covenant of vengeance? Remember, be mine. We're not supposed to. We can protect our borders, but we're not. No foreign entanglement, said George Washington was a 33rd degree Mason. And he outlawed Christmas, the pagan orgy. But he was still a Mason. But he went to front lines. You think Mr. Warp Speed's going to go there? You think he'll send Barron there? Maybe, equal opportunity employer. How about Ivan or Ivanka? Ivan the Terrible or Melina? Male the man or male? What are we talking about here? Oh, you're going to send your kids, remember, draft, 26 years old, no more felonies. You're signed up automatically. We're going to raise the age from 30 for conscription. Note that, a fancy word, draft, not a beer. Yeah, draft. They're going to draft you, Americans. They're going to send you over because eugenics is a program they're doing right now. Who do you think they put Mr. Warp Speed? He loves China. Remember, did you see him over there in front of China? Yeah. Oh, let's not go there. The Uyghurs, you don't even know what you're talking about. You must be an American. Everybody outside of America knows that we're the bad guy. Only in America is America the good guy. With 1,000+ military bases in all countries, pretty with the consulate, right? And state and federal. Remember, working for the government, 80% guaranteed occupancy of private prisons, right? Before they're ever built. Yes, and state and federal, 40% of the U.S. populace works for the government. You wonder why nothing ever changes. What's more important, public safety or officer safety? Put it in the chat. You tell me. We need to make that a thing now. Make it a thing. I don't give a crap what comes of it. Make it a thing. Hashtag public safety is more important than officer safety. Find another job, dickhead. Whatever you are. Bitch, barking like a dog.
Firefighter runs into a building, loses his flesh, him or her. Does he care? Get your dog, house, cat, gerbil. Yeah, selfless. A military veteran signs up knowing they could give their life, lose it for the cause. All a officer worries about every day is safety. I think it's more important that the public goes home safe than the officers. Don't you agree? That's what they're supposed to be serving. No, I'm just going to lick the boot and be a bootlicker. Yeah. There's my two witnesses. I'm just redressing grievances, remember? That's my right. I protested Donald Trump, Kate Brown, and the local sheriff, deputies, and the elected sheriff during the COVID. Did you? No. You didn't even hold a protest. You just let them ram these things down people's throats. Face diapers, jabs, just unaliving people left and right. Oh, we'll just go along with the flow, put the face diaper on, act like none of this is happening. We know it was a scam. Well, not all of it, right? Yeah. The Jabadooski, bow to the, how many people in your family are unalive from that? They've already came out and said it. Now they're doing the haunt us, scam, lies, remember? Here we go again. So, well, that's right. I don't have to anymore because I serve, Joe, and I hate America, what it's become. At one time, the way back before the Act of 1871, it was a constitutional republic. Now it's a corporation. So it's been since the 1800s. I mean, they've been going on for a long time. Yeah, take us off the bimetallic standard so silver and gold can't compete against each other. So we're just putting us on the Bretton Woods agreement where they can control the gold standard. People are idiots, economic idiots. Oh, got to get a calculator out. Bye. I don't want to do math. I know they want to do meth. They're a bunch of Mexican Americans going to their Mexican cabinet. They finally just rescheduled cannabis to Schedule 3 now. They don't even care if you've had a cannabis charge, and you could be 42 and join the military now. Oh, gee, that's a lot more bodies come wartime. We're already at war. That's the problem with America. Everybody waiting. Remember, during the First World War, they didn't call it. They called it the Great War until the Second World War. Right now, we're in the Third World War, and everybody's waiting for World War III to happen. It never says one world order, one world religion, or one world government. But they were lockstep. Remember, stand on the XXX, right? Whatever. Go inside by a one world governance. Every single one of these top heads, snakes, yeah. Crowns, horns, trumps, powers, mounts, whatever you want to call them, the ruling class of you, and that is called the heavens. And if you let these people rule you by their laws, that's their law that you will be judged best. You'll be judged by the law that you go by. So he stood up, the Hamashiach, to the corporation, to the perverters of the law, to the perverters of his father's law, the people who oppressed. Remember, he turned over the money changers' tables. He whipped the people. I'm not calling for, remember, not a Second Amendment. I'm not calling for violence. I'm a pacifist. I'll run away to the woods. You can have all my stuff. Come here, take it. I'm going to go. See you, bye. I've already got a go bag. Bye. I'm going to try to go before the calm, before the storm. That's right. Don't get rocked to sleep. Sorrows is where we're at. So probably a little too much for you. You might want to write some of this stuff down. It gets a little intense. Ahead of time, tabernacles, setting up wandering places in the desert. Get it? Tabernacles, it gets intense. Sorrows, as a woman, like I come a thief in the night, travail should be overtaken by labor pains. Oh, there'll be a crowning moment. Pisces, right? Through the matrix. Women have the matrix. She got the fire down below. All right. I think that was a Bob Seger song. She got the fire down below. Oh. Anybody listen to Bob Seger? I have to throw some music in there. You guys all can't concentrate like orange juice. You guys like a pair of cleats or something. Well, OJ memorabilia, remember? Concentrate. Don't try to go seek vengeance. I made that mistake, trying to get fair and even with people. Life ain't fair. Father is going to put people to test you, not tempt you. This ain't Old Testament. Gardens right here. Hearts filled with wickedness continuously. That's what the scripture says. He said, if I can call out to the hearts to seek after me, not one of them would. So don't worry, nobody's going to try to bring you to Jesus in here. There's no Jesus, so can't do that. There's no J, so, and you can't be saved. You have to die. You already bought, paid, and purchased. It is a purchased possession. He paid the bride price. We are that purchased possession, remember? The physical flesh, but with the return to Father, he took the flesh so that we'll be with the Hokadesh spirit ghost, not Casper the friendly Jesus. Get away from me. You sound like a religious idiot. So you're just getting some gospel in here. Don't freak out. Just giving you some true aletheia of truth. He said, I'm the truth, being the same narrow way. Don't add or take away. Father's word is perfect. You want to go to hell? Talk about his word and change even a single period. Change even a single period. Take one away or add one. A comma, that's a tittle. A yod is a letter, and if you put a bunch of letters in order, that's called cosmos, if they're in the right order, an orderly arrangements, not above your head. That's not what cosmos is. But Father is a word. So if you mess up any words or if you make any of it your own, you're going to hell. That's, oh, you're being fearful. No, that's not fear. That's the word. Don't shoot the messenger. Remember, I'm trying to get you ahead of this so you can hear it. I'm not going to change you. Father rebukes you. The word rebukes you. And you can, I rebuke you in the name of Satan. In the name of Easter Bunny. And that's my new one. I'm going to say, I'll rebuke you in the name of the Easter Bunny. Ashtaroth. Ishtar. I name you. I rename you. I'm going to come repossess you. What the hell are you talking about? Demonic possession, right? All this stuff is hypocrisy, brothers and sisters. It's an opposition of the word. It's the adversary. So don't add or take away. Remember, even the smallest, and those with less will have more, and those with more will have less. So I think you got it all figured out. You're the greatest all time. MAGA. That's right. Your treasure should be the word. So be innocent. Don't care about none of this but the word. None of this going to be there when you are at the final trump with the Hamashiach, the Messiah, the one who hung for his bride on a tree. Not a cross. You might want to get out of your box and fold a box. You get a cross, remember? I'm not trying to get across to you. That's paganism. The cross and raising, the Ankh, and that's all part of an energy, remember? That's your, right there, your pineal. But I don't go there. You'll get all Reiki and think I want you to mow the lawn with your carpet, Jesus. Pedro, remember? Edge, mow, and blow. They leave it like a golf course, like Mar-a-Lago. Oh. So, all right, I'm just sitting here doing what I do. You know what it is? Oh, I called the doctor and told them they don't know what to do at this point. So, I don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So, it's okay. They'll maybe call me back, let me know. I'm not up to having surgery. This may be the pause that I need. I'm hoping this appeal will go through. And I'm going to go run to some other country and have back surgery somewhere else. So, got to do it. I called the building office today a couple times. Didn't get a hold of them. I'm kind of they must be really busy. And I called the other guy, and they said he's all out and not going to be in for a while because they're taking calls at the other desk that's not taking calls. So, I don't know. I want to get forward on this next step. So I don't want the shots. I don't need the shots. I don't think I need the shots. I think if I go to another country, they'll just do the surgery. You know what I'm saying? Because she already's going straight to surgery. Not trying to do physical therapy, not trying to do TANs, no electrolysis, no nothing. Straight, you know what I'm saying? This is a procedure on before I go into surgery. So, they might do it, and in the other country, it wouldn't cost me. These same shots, it cost me $3,000, would probably cost me about $50, $100 in Ecuador, in Peru, in El Salvador, in Argentina. You know what I'm saying? The healthcare is very affordable in other countries, things like so. You know what I mean? So I'm going to just kind of, because I could pay for him, Sabrina, just like that attorney I paid for, and it got me nothing, right? Got me thrown in jail. I could have done that with a public pretender, right? So, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I haven't heard anything on this appeal in a minute. And I mean, but I don't know. We'll see. The wheels turn slow on that, but I mean, I haven't even actually talked to anybody. It's just been a lot of paperwork. You know what I'm saying? A lot of paperwork. So, damn, I feel like I'm a cop again, dude. All this paperwork, dude. What the hell?
but it's all right. I'll get her done. Yeah, well, I'm gonna call him. I guess Monday. You know, I was hoping to hear from him before the end of the weekend, but nope. So I'll bug them on Monday and see if I can get that answer back, because I want to move forward with this power and figure out if there's anything that needs done on that paperwork that I sent to them. I think it's only going to be one part of the paperwork, and it's just the foundation. And I think they'll give it to the builder, Ken, the guy here, and he'll, like he said, because I called him, I talked to him for a minute, and you know, that's cubism right there. That's cubism. We'll get some more of those in here. I saw I had one up on the thing, or I forgot I had one that I didn't. Oh my gosh, my back. Abstract. It's pretty cool up close. There's faces and stuff that pop out of them. Different kind of musical instruments and things like that. Oh, you're shit, you good boy. So, kind of bummer that I have to wait all weekend, but you know, it's not the end of the world. I just remember I wanted to get it done by this week. So, oh well, life's not Burger King. Can't always have it your way. Remember? Oh. Yeah, remember I wanted to happen on my time. I'm not making plans, but remember I said I want it done by this week. I did that last Monday. You know what I'm saying? I was on it last Friday. I tried to do it. You know, so I don't want to. I don't want to be the cause. You know what I'm saying? Because it's dragging ass. I'm going to try to be the one that's ahead of the. Remember, tsunami. Tsunami. Oh man, I made the rest of those wings. I threw them wings back in the fryer and cooked them a little more, and then I made some. I had the rest of that chili garlic, and then I put it with the buffalo. They were fire. They were fire. They were so good. Man, I don't eat chicken very often, so it's pretty good. It was a treat. So might as well have it deep fried. So I like all those little, you know, when you deep fried, all the little ends of the knuckle and all that, they get cooked. That's not that, you know, you can actually kind of eat the end of that, not the whole end of the knuckle off there, but I've seen people eat all of it, man. Suck the damn marrow out of a chicken bone. Damn, Curtis. Oh. Oh. I guess I'll just do some ministry the weekend here and tinker around the next couple days. I called for excavation to see the local guy to do excavation here. What do you charge me? There's another company in town to dig this line, and he said $800. So can't do that. And then I found out he can't dig my septic. He has to do this install and everything too. So that's not a bad price. He's like, dude, I'm giving you. He said, I normally don't charge anybody less than, you know, that's 4 hours is what he's charging me for at $200 an hour, which is not bad. That's what I paid to have anything done here before. I'm saying I paid a lot more than that, you know. 150 foot little thing. Oh, remember how big the whole. Never mind. But yeah. I'm not sure. I checked on something for insurance. I had to get my freaking phone get blown up, man. Blown up. So don't ever hover over anything on Facebook. Don't ever call to check on insurance. You will get spammed for weeks and months. This freaking tech world we live in sucks sometimes so bad. Yeah, seriously, hover over just something, man, on Facebook, man, and you get. It's like I was looking at. I think it's a good idea too. I saw a lady who in her kitchen she put toolboxes, nice toolboxes with flat tops like you can get from Home Depot, Cobalt, or Husky, or any one of those companies, right? And she like two of them back to back as an island, and then she used another one as her coffee station. She had another one. I'd never seen it. It was like a slide too that had like a smaller drawer. I've never seen that on a toolbox. She said it didn't have that before, but it had like 16 drawers and everything super organized. And these ones actually slid out. So she said if you wanted to, you could put a strip in the middle of it and make it even larger. And they're nice. You know what I'm saying? So I went and looked online, on Facebook, in Marketplace, and then I looked on the list, and then I go back into my Facebook page, and every other page is toolboxes, Temu, toolbox, 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 toolbox. I was like, man, this freaking world. You can't even hover over anything anymore. I get something stuck in took my jacket off outside. It's stuck in my jacket, poking me. I don't know where to go. So, but they make yeah, you don't even need to anymore. You don't even have to type anything in. That's exactly right, Rock. I've talked about that before because I used to tell people that, I used to tell people that it knows but that's how it works is the algorithm. It's a beautiful word. That's how it works. Because I've had people say, look, like for example, let's say I'm at the back of my property and I'm on a 20-acre parcel, and it's a pretty good sized piece of land, right? 20 acres, and it's definitely a lot longer than it is wider. It's not a box, it's more rectangle shape. I could be thinking something and leave my phone on the front of the property, and think about it. Not look it up, not have my phone on me. My acres, I can come back, be on the back of the property, working on the back of the property, think about something and go back to my phone, and it's on my phone. I try to tell people your phone, it does these to people 10 years ago. No, whatever, Tracy. Yeah, whatever, man. You don't know anything about math. This is some fifth dimension. The 5D is all it is. Well, whatever. It's beyond quantum, because quantum is whatever. I don't want to sit there and make it complicated. It's an algorithm. That's exactly what he said. It's a computer problem. It's a math problem. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to hover over it anymore. But sister, I just told you I'm a farmer. I have a farm. I live on the back. I got a lot of work I do way back on the back of the property. I got a lot of things I do out on this property. And I could be back there. My phone could be back up on the front charging on the solar, right? I've got it hooked up on the solar. So it's charging up here. And I'm thinking about, man, I need to get one of those trenchers or something, or I need to, and I come back in my phone, and there it is sitting right there. It's ridiculous. And I'm not the only one, guys. I've been telling people this for a long time. It's a hive mind mentality. It just knows through the algorithm because of the cycle, because it's a math problem. It takes all the thoughts of every man, not just yours. It takes everyone like yours too. See, there's others that are a lot like you. So it takes all of it's just a mathematical equation. That's all an algorithm is. Computers don't learn. That's the stupidest thing. There's no such thing as artificial. It's called advanced intelligence. But they got these stupid idiots. People think computers can learn by watching Terminator, Wall-E, iRobot, all this. They're going to do that. They're going to say, oh, well, the computers are alive, and they came, and they're here, and they'll be good ones and bad. They can play their little Terminator games with people. You know what I'm saying? Keep smoking meth.
Don't smoke meth. Jesus Christ is Satan, the sun god. So love is agape, and I hate Jesus. I hate the letter J. So it wasn't there in the Older New Testament, so it's an addition. So I don't like it. Christ is a pagan term never written in the Older New Testament. So I don't know what you're puffing on, but it sounds like you're puffing on the magic dragon. Yeah. Leviathan, in the garden, the crooked serpent. You're crooked. You're crooked. So, yeah, I used to, when I chooched on the tobaccies, but marijuana is not, marijuana is a derogatory term. I only use cannabis, but that's a derogatory term. We talk about that. I won't change the subject because we'll talk about it for a long time, but we shouldn't. It's cannabis. Remember, it's not weed. It's not marijuana. Now it's a drug. They've turned it into, growing 100,000 of these in a tent, water them all at the same time. That each one is a woman. It's a female. They need different attention. Get me away from the wall. I don't like the fan. Get him out, too close to the light. I need to be right next to the light. I don't like her. She's all. They're ladies. They all get fed at the same time. Each one's a little bit different. They might have some similarities, but they're not the same. So they can get, doing their same cycle, put like a bunch of hens in a hen house, but yeah. No, I'm just saying it's medicinal to me. So there is recreation, but they ruined it. They genetically, it's frankenpot, frankenweed, frankenmarahuna, reefer madness, ganja. Deep down in the earth, when me put me ganja, Babylon come. Says the ganja, 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 ganja. If they want to call it that, call it marijuana. If they don't want to call it that, call it sensimilia. If they don't want to call it that, call it indica. Stovepipe. All right. That's some Frost, Jack, Herrera, Cross, permafrost. So everything's crossed now. 30, 70, 60, 40, 80, 20. Everything's indica heavy base. No more sativa. So, but that's okay. They have now rescheduled it. So he who holds the seeds holds all the roots. Base. Feel the bass. How low can you go? Stay away from the alien stuff, please. I'm telling you, all that alien is a hybrid. Got to be careful. Those space stuff, I told you, keep all those, and they don't matter anyway because people just name it whatever, Sabrina. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many strains. There isn't that many strains. These people are idiots. They want to name it something because they just want it to sound cool. You know what I mean? Saying people don't even know what they're growing anymore. I told you. They mix up their clones. They don't, they don't even stomp something out if it's a bad genetics or none of that. The old school. I'm an old school hippie, seed grower. So I'll grow clones, but nothing wrong with that. But you better know where your clone comes from. I like to grow a seed and then grow that mother from that seed. Then I can grow it for that mother for a long time and take clones off of that, and not this. Because remember, anything that you clone is as old as the plant that it was before. You're just taking a cutting. So if that plant was a year old, then it's a year and that many days, or so generally you want to go 3 generations and take it back to seed, no matter what. That's the old school hippie way of doing it. That way the genetics stay strong. So, and if they're not, you kick them into the dirt. That way we don't have any. That's why we have this major strains that we've always had for such a long time. Because I've been growing like this for thousands of years. Yeah, I'm an eternal being. So you think this is the first time I've grown cannabis? I think not. So you think this is the first time I've chooched on some cannabis? I think not. It's my favorite flower, not peace, that grows about the dirt. Now, I don't care. I don't love dirt, but I got cannabinoids in my system. He made us from the dirt. There must have been some seed in the dirt when he made me. Well, all of us, because we all got cannabinoids in our system. Even the police officer that pulls you over in Idaho and busts you for a seed. Remember Cheech and Chong? They can't bust you for seeds, man. Oh, man, it's just a migra, man. Oh, man, every year, man, Uncle Chewy, man, he calls the cops, man. He calls the migra out himself, man. He gets a free ride. You see the old lady with him. He's all got his lunchbox and stuff. They're getting ready to take him on the bus. He's all ready to go. You guys ever watch Cheech and Chong? Oh, they can't bust you for seeds, man. Get rid of it, man. Don't throw it out, man. No, not that way, man. Throw it out. All right. Oh, that movie's so silly. Life was a lot different in the 70s and the 80s, right? Oh my gosh. Remember Reefer Madness, so. Oh, it's changed so much. They've just ruined it, guys. They ruined it. Government got involved, and now China does it, and they've got their strains out there. That's why a lot of it in the dispensaries just all smells kind of like that train wreck, kind of a fresh, good herb. You know, it smells good, but why does every dispensary smell the same? Hello, 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 hello. You know I'm right. You know you like it. Yeah, we talk about that. Where's all that stuff that, you know, stanks up the whole freaking house, man? You walk into it in the grocery store and everybody can smell it, from the freaking soda aisle to the vegetables to back to the meat department back there. It's like, oh, damn. Somebody hit a skunk in here or what? Pepe La Pew. Oh, man. You need to share, man. Sharing is caring. That put a smile on somebody's face when they hear that, right? We don't realize, too, guys, that, yeah, I know. Everybody in the room is like, and they know it's you. You're just like, you're radiating. You're like Pepe Le Pew. You're just like, because you guys got to remember, most people don't smell cannabis. So even some of this stuff, like a cigarette smoker, brothers, sisters, you goes nose blind. You can't smell nothing when you smoke. You lose a lot of it. When you use cannabis, it does still have some of that smell to it, especially if you don't smoke it at all. At all. If you're one of the nons, or maybe only once or something, somebody smells like, oh my God, it'll knock them over, man. It'll knock their block off. You know what I'm saying? Set them back. They're like, there's Sabrina, pointing at Sabrina. The nons, right? All right, man. That's not nice, but hey, look, it's a freaking. I remember I told you guys, if we all did what I tried to get people to do this years ago, but nobody ever listened to me. I do a lot of things. Nobody listens to me, brothers, sisters. I don't care. I still don't stop me from trying. But I used to tell everybody, so what's your thing with seeds? I used to try to get as many seeds as I could, crush all the bad seeds, keep all the good seeds, and try to tell everybody to throw all your seeds, get as many seeds as you can. Actually, it's okay to bring things back to seed every once in a while, third generation, and just give them away and throw them everywhere. Because everybody says it's a weed, right? So it should grow in a lot of places, you know. And it would be growing on the side of the highway. If everybody, when they went down the highway, if we all just went down the highway, you know what I'm saying? I remember in Oregon, I used to be here in Oregon. It used to grow on the sides of the roads in here in Oregon. I remember coming to Oregon in, you know, late 70s and the 80s, and almost up into the first part of the 90s. And there used to be cannabis growing like between, and that's a lot of it was from what I'm telling you about. It is a hippie town, you know, out Eugene, Lane County, going over to the coast there between, and you would see, you know, no, these were feminine cannabis plants that I'm talking about. So these aren't, and there is males too. There are male plants, but these aren't male because these aren't, you know, hemp. These were feminine cannabis, you know, species in Oregon. So, but either way, again, brothers, sisters, if we all would do that and had done that for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it would just be growing everywhere. Anywhere you saw dirt, you just kicked in a seed, you know, and they couldn't do anything about it anymore. And nobody ever wanted to listen to me. I'm like, whatever, man, you guys are okay, whatever. I'll try, you know. I used to throw seeds out all over the place. So I used to collect them. People bring me seeds, and I forgot too through the years why people just bring me seeds. I had people just give me seeds out of nowhere, and I forgot because I used to be just the biggest seed hoarder in the world. I had a massive seed vault until my brother burned it all up, and he was a non, so one of those nons. He's the type of guy, he didn't smoke it, but he'd sell you some fire. What a jack off, dude. He don't partake in the herbs, but he'll go ahead and sell you some, and it was always fire. So, but he probably don't do none of that anymore. He's an idiot, so he don't know nothing. He knows the world. He knows Hollywood. So I have no qualms against him. He just, I remember the last time he got the shaky bakies, and he just couldn't take it anymore. And after that, it just scared him. He was real young when he did it. He smoked a little. You smoke too much, man. You'll be all right, man. He got the shake. You know what the shaky bakies are when somebody thinks they smoke too much a little bit when they're young or something. You'll be all right, man. You're okay, man. He never puffed after that, man. I remember it was at a party. Oh man, we were getting we were at home. We were all at home. We're all at home. We were not leaving the house. We were really pretty responsible about doing things like that. But so we could get pretty stovepipe. We could blow the house down with smoke, but make fire alarms go off kind of party. Yep. Get in the dark room and do gravity bongs with a sparklets bottle in a deep well sink. Yeah, we could blow the house down with smoke. But anyways, my mom didn't care. Like I said, didn't matter. We just get her stone or get her chooched on some good herbs back then, and she would clean. Because first thing she just made her want to clean. So she'd start cleaning, and then she'd get the munchies, and then she would make a whole bunch of food, like a bunch of hors d'oeuvres and all that. She was that mama bear, and she would make all that. She'd make a bunch of hors d'oeuvres, but different things, and then throw it all on us, and then pass out, go to sleep, because it was normally too strong for her. So all we had to do if the cops come is go wake her up or whatever. But she clean, she'd clean. We'd give her a little bit. She didn't take too much, but she clean. And she'd make a whole bunch of food, and then she'd pass out. It was kind of her little regular routine. So we had bouncers and stuff. We didn't get overly. We wouldn't let nobody leave the house. We'd take all the keys from anybody. You came over to a party, you had to stay the night. We had overnight parties. We didn't have no date, That people thought we were crazy. You guys are controlling. Yeah, we'll get the fuck out. You're not coming in here unless you can stay. All your keys, you're taking your keys. Nobody goes outside. Well, I got in trouble for duct taping a guy upside down because he was barfing in his face. That's not very nice. It went in his nose and stuff. But I told him don't leave. You know what I'm saying? Told him don't leave. So I duct taped him to the tree upside down in the front of and then the cops came wanting to know who that was taped up there to the tree. So we pulled him back inside. He was from Idaho. He's crazy, dude. He's my friend too. He's a really good guy. He just got a little too, I don't know how he squeaked out the damn door, because we had some pretty big bouncers, pretty big guys that we knew, and they would bounce our parties for us, and always stood at the door. And sometimes, normally one be outside, but that guy, he got out, and where the hell did he go? And and he went out the back way, and I found him, and I ran around the front, caught him, and held him, and then told everybody go get me the duct tape, and duct taped him upside down to a tree. So a little help, but we did some pretty stupid stuff. We were kids, man, but we were pretty responsible. That's what I'm saying. And so we were having one of those parties, and my brother chooched on a little too much, man, and he he was pretty young, so we're all, like I say, we're all contained, and like I say, we didn't, just telling you, we didn't let nobody leave. I was from LA, I moved up here to Oregon where I'm at now, and so I didn't listen to nobody, I mean, I come up here and I liked Oregon a lot. I loved it. I knew one day I'd come back to right where I'm at. I knew it once I came up here to this desert, all those years ago in the 80s, that I'd come here, I'd live here, I'd have, at all the places that I'd ever, I'm saying something about this, but yeah, this is came here and I had a whole different attitude. I was from Los Angeles, so my shit didn't stink. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People couldn't even. You guys think I talk fast in here sometimes? I did talk a lot faster than I can talk in here. And people used to be like, dude, slow down. I don't understand anything you're saying. You got to stop talking so fast, man. I can't hide. And I forget, because it was just the way I grew up, where I was at. I grew up around all that. We just go and go and go, go, go. That's all I knew. I'm saying 24/7. Seemed like, burn the candle at both ends kind of lifestyle. That's what living in a big city does to you. So, but, so we were, I wouldn't let anybody tell me anything. Otherwise, I just tell them you're not coming in. But we didn't ever have any plenty of people. We had plenty of people want to come over and hang out. And actually, they liked it. And like I said, it was pretty fun, to be responsible. And really, we never had a couple little skirmishes, but man, those bouncers were always on it real quick, or and break. We didn't really have any fights all years. We partied like that in that house until it was a big old huge house. And in Cresswell, right next to the church. Oh, you guys throw the raging parties next to the church. Yep. So growing up in LA wasn't the best thing for me, but it had its, you got to take the good with the bad. So, but nobody got in trouble. Like I said, they let me duct tape the guy and bring him back inside the house, and nobody went to jail or anything. So it was pretty, they weren't happy because they had, get calls or whatever, but nobody was ever, it's just normally a little bit loud or whatever, because we had a lot of big speakers, and it was a big, huge, open, it looked like kind of like a castle, the way it was built, with big dome roofs in it, with skylight windows in it. And we could get that place rocking, we get it buzzing in there. So as long as we turned it down a little bit, it had a good acoustics in it. We could, it did all hardwood floors, and you know what I'm saying? It was big. There was a jacuzzi in the back room. There was a dark room that we'd turn into the yeah, nice. There you go. Yeah, I used to do some of that with my buddies. A couple of my buddies that love punk and straight edge, hardcore. They put they're straight edge. They don't drink, or but they have that same, do the punk and the, what is that? Not goth. It's ska. Gosh, it's been a minute, but they're fun. They have a good time, man. They can have yeah. There you go. So, man, those guys can go hard, man, and no drugs. You know what I'm saying? Oh goodness, guys. Good times, Father. Thank you for making, you know, making herbs for people so they don't have to take drugs and put all these mixtures of these alchemists of these man-made freaking drugs, turn you into a freaking zombie, you know get all these side effects. You got to keep coming back and get more scriptions, get the script, get on the farm guide, and get the side effects so you can get this one. Oh man, I'm so glad that, thank you, Father, for not giving me an addicted personality. We talked about that here before, man. Some people can't control nothing. It's hard for them. Their body is not wired the same way. It's hard for them to control. Addiction is not something that affects everybody. Normally that comes with people who have that type of personality and they're born with it, man. That's a big monkey on your back the whole time. Think about that. So some people can't go to a party without getting lit, can't go on a dance floor without getting trashed, can't, I go with a million things that people do, you ever go jump off a side of a cliff when you were high? I was gonna go to work, but then I got my bad. Thank you, Father, for making something that I can function and
not waste my brain away that I can't have a conversation with people and can't remember what I was talking about and can't still control my life and do it responsibly. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with anybody can doing anything, you know, do whatever you want. Get trashed, man. Get just, oh, but do it responsibly. Don't hurt anybody. It's not what goes into man. Remember, the Most High, he doesn't dwell in temples made by hands, and we're not under, you know, laws of flesh. So it's what comes out of people. So some people can't hold their liquor. Remember, some people can't hold, they act like tweakers and act like meth heads. And, you know, there are people who do it and you'll never know. CEOs go out and take some ladies out to the island and do a little, you know, and get all, some people do it to have, I know people who do that to do the do with people, get the D and get the P, whatever you want. They mix that, you know, so whatever. And they do it responsibly, maybe on an overnight trip, something, you know, not going anywhere, not hurting anybody. CEO, he gets, you know, he goes to this little island he owns, he takes some ladies out there, they get all high, they do their thing, whatever. I'm just saying, right? He does it responsibly. He's going out, he's out on the golf course for the day or whatever. He's, you know, he's not going anywhere. He's got a limo driver or whatever, you know, he's not, you know, 3 or 4 times a year he does this. Is he a meth addict? Is he a meth head? Does that make him a meth head? You know what I'm saying? Is he, you know, I've never heard of a weekend crackhead. Remember, we've talked about that. What you can't do is at the third day. I've always talked about this in here. On the weekend, I'm not saying go punch a clock all week for the man, but so what? You want to take the weekend off and get shitty? Father's not going to throw you in the lake of fire for that. He's going to throw you in the lake of fire if you don't stand up to people who pervert his word, like the clock and the celebration of birth and calling them Jesus and that kind of nonsense. You know, the sins of the world, what people are doing, celebration, these type of things. That's what we're supposed to do. That's all we got to do. Well, it comes with a price. People are going to like it when you tell them that God's not in the sky, right? You're going to be crucified. So think about it, brothers, sisters. You know, they drank of a mead that made them hallucinate. People who've used medicinal things in past and used things responsibly, and it's not a problem until it affects another person, right? Yeah. You know, no victim, no crime, but nobody's hurting nobody. Leave them alone. That's the way this should. I can't wait till it comes and resets again. You know, go back to the natural, organic color of law, the way it should be. So who cares what people will do? You know, leave them alone. Some guy wants to, she or something, get a little, you know, people can live their life like that. I don't recommend that. You know, like I said, it's when you want to go to work the third day and show up to work still drunk, high, on meth or whatever. That's not going to work. So people think they can do that. That's the problem with, you know, thought about kind of writing a short little book about this because people don't see how hard it is for people who have addiction. It's that third day that gets them most of the time, brothers, sisters, or that third drink, if you will. I kind of limit myself to 2 drinks, you know what I'm saying? And that way it works good. You know, I drink a couple of drinks and I can definitely feel it. 1 or 2, and I'm second one, you better get me on the first drink because I'm like passed out by the second one. So, oh man, I got them all hammered. Thought I was gonna. She passed out on me. Yep. Don't be chooching on no cannabis. I'll get crossfaded. Be like, good night. So 2 beers, that's all it would take normally. So I used to have a little bit more of a tolerance, but not so much anymore. You know, because again, I don't use it like that. I don't, you know, I actually never really, I had some, consumed a little bit of an, you know, had a little fun partying, like I said, when I was young, but when I turned 21, it wasn't illegal anymore. So it didn't bring that. Oh, well, that's no fun. It's legal. I don't want to do that. Not that I was trying to be, you know, do things illegal, the mentality of it. I think that's why a lot of people used to do cannabis a lot too, because it used to be, you know, there wasn't recreational, it was legal. So there was a little bit of a dopamine dump, even though it was a, you know, a depressant. It doesn't depress me, but because I'm wired backwards. So
I take anything that normally lifts people up and it throws me on the ground. I pass out, coffee, go to sleep. I use cannabis. It gets me up off my butt, helps it just, I don't know, I'm wired backwards. Some people are like that. You might be wired backwards too. So we're all wired different. Remember, people are wired with an addictive personality, Uh, like he's a little more of a talk. So. Yeah, he's a little more of a talk. You should show me the way to go home. Cause I'm tired and I want to go to bed. No, we wouldn't do that. I had a couple drinks. Everybody's always had a couple drinks, brothers and sisters. Always a couple drinks. I don't care how many times I pulled somebody over. They always had 2 drinks. 55-gallon drums of beer. You're literally pissing and vomiting on yourself. It's not like a brewery in here. No. It is. It's always the same thing. I remember when I didn't do it too often, but whenever I'd have somebody come ride along with me or something, I go watch them pull this person over, and I knew if they're on, like, watch them, I'm bring up to the car and I ask them how much they've had to drink, and they tell me 2 drinks. He's like, "How do you know that?" I said, "Just watch." Bring up my whatever some ride along or somebody's riding with me. I was a traffic unit, so some people ride for DUI, okay, because I did instruction and whatnot, certification, and so everybody always says the same thing, even if they've had 10 beers, they always say 2 beers, so or 2 drinks. So watch cops, watch the cops. They almost always say the same thing. How much have you had tonight, there, Donald? A couple, like 2, two drink or 2. Yeah, it's a couple or 2. Every once in a while, they might say a few. Not very often does somebody ever admit to having a few beers, right? Because that's probably their limit. They think, well, if I have a couple, I'll probably pass their test, right? So, okay, what I need to do is focus on the tip of my pen. The tip of my pen with your eyes and your eyes only. Do not move your head. Do you understand? Do you understand? Overstand? Do you understand? So, yeah. Uh, she says, "Hi." I said, "Hi, officer. How are you?" She says, "I'm hi. How are you?" Well, unless I could pull you over. I'm like, "Sir, you know the reason pulled you over?" "I know it's going 80. "Oh, I didn't pull you over for speeding." Oh, goodness gracious. People are crazy, man. They turn your lights on. People just straight freaking do stupid stuff right in front of you. You could be sit there parked with your lights on. People do stupid things right in front of you. Um, it's kind of actually hard to run a vehicle when you have lights and sirens. If you ever run any kind of emergency vehicle, I used to give that course too. Help do the emergency vehicle operation EVOC courses, and oh man, that was so fun. I remember when I was up in Alaska, we got the fire department to come spray down the runway at the back Air Force Base landing strip at the old Air Force Base back there, and we got the fire trucks to go out there and do a controlled vehicle sliding. Um, Man, let me tell you, they call it drifting now. That's what they call drifting, but in driving, it's called control vehicle sliding. I know that's a different term for it. They call it drifting now, but I'm coming from a law enforcement approach because remember, I used to be one of these pigs. So, but anyways, when I would go and have a ride along Rush Sisters, I was at traffic. Sometimes I bring people with me, and you know, people always said the same thing: 2 beers. I don't care how many 2 beers or 2 drinks. I mean, they could be reeking like a freaking brewery, or they smell like the damn liquor store, like somebody's dropping bottles, and they're out. No 2 drinks. Oh man, what a tyrant I was. What a freaking tyrant I was. Put people in jail with no victim. So it's always the same things. I'm telling you, it's 2 drinks. So, but let's get back to that too, because we'll leave it at that. 2 drinks, have a bunch of drinks, get smashed, get crappy, do it over the weekend, do it when you're not working, do it responsibly. Don't do this stuff outside your home. I would recommend not going in public and being intoxicated. You can get public intoxication no matter what. You start acting like an idiot out in public, you better use your head. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't say I'm the light. He said I am the separator. He said I am the horizo. So he said I am the hados. The only way to the truth is through the narrow way, to the aletheia truth, and then the horizo. I am the alati, remember, you are not speaking truths. So some people say, he said I'm the life. No, he said I'm the separator of life and death, dark and night, day and light, flesh and Hulkadash. So every AM since you mourn, the sun come up at the horizon, right? Because you die and, well, somebody dies and then you have a wake and you mourn, right? So that's called the horizo. They didn't call it the light. They called it the horizo. And he got it out of order. But he did say, I am. He said to Peter, be comforted. I am. Remember? He said when the apostles were making fun of him because his age, and he was talking about Abraham, he's like in his 30s, right? Like he said, before Abraham was, I am. He said, I am the Aleph, the Alpha. I am the beginning, and I am the revelation, the end. I'm the apocalypse. I am the Omega. That's right. You want me to keep going? What else did he say? You tell them I am. They want to know what your name is. Remember? You're Shem. They know you're a father of fire, wrath, fee, fine. They know you are the God of the Old Testament. They want to know what your name is. So what should we tell them? Yes, eat of the body and drink of the blood, but not crackers and grape juice. And you never see that eat human flesh. That's Catholicism. The deadly head wound that was healed, that's Christianity. That's Mormonism. That's baptism, right? Baptist. And baptism is by fire, and baptism is a process. It's a process. Remember, repentance is a process. Salvation is a process. You can't be saved. You have to die to be saved. You've already been bought. A child can understand that. You already spent your inheritance here, didn't you? Left your treasure on this rock that you walk. You're in hell already. Don't worry, it's not below your feet. This is a rule, and you're ruled by your alien tongue. No such thing as alien tongues. No such thing as free will. No such thing as crackers and grape juice. I don't want to hear a sugar-coated peep out of you either, bunny. Samaramus, the one who had tricks for kids, remember? Spring, April Fools. You celebrate the sun god in the middle of the winter. Bang, bang, Jesus. Oh, we want me to be nice. The Casper, the friendly Jesus. So these people are lost. Remember, just so you know, he said if you change one jot, you'll go to hell. But most people can't define the word hell. Remember, they think hell's below their feet and they're lost in space. They think space is above their head. They think God's in the sky. They think heaven's in the sky. Not, heaven is in your head. Remember, heaven is right here. You're supposed to meet him in the sky. Hello, the skies will roll back like a scroll. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Remember they told Noah he was crazy? Remember Luke? Then it rained. 126 years they scoffed at the old man. Remember? Never even rained a single drop. Remember, he prayed. He had face-to-face time. He didn't have Facebook. He had face-to-face time. That's why he said go to a dark place in secret and pray, not like the heathens, long or repetitive prayers or, go to Father knows what you want. What are you asking Father for? You don't think he knows what you want? He created all things, everything not written, everything that ever will be. So why would you see? There's no prophecy. He fulfilled the prophecy, not a broken bone in his body. Remember the unblemished sacrificial lamb, the final prophecy. Remember, not a stone left upon another. Yep, that physical ritual, not a still physical bone in his body broken. Hallelujah. So no prophecy, no free will, no luck, no being saved, no Jesus, no Lord, no Lucifer, no Christ, no rapture. Nope. Don't add. If you do, you'll receive of all the plagues. Remember, he said that written in the scriptures. And if you take away, you'll go to hell. Add or take away, that's pervert. You're a pervert. Father hates perverts. Father hates people who pervert his word more than anything. Yes. So kitty touch, he hates that too. Catholics can't keep her hand off her kid. Spring, April Fools, doing tricks on kids, kind of like Mr. Warspeed over there with the pain guy. He's got his buffet there, tricks for kids. Silly rabbit. Remember spring, sprain, or sprung? Think you are drink or drunk. Been too much of that little thumb on the end of the table. Got too many of your own rules. Remember? Idolatry, making up your own lies. Tell-eye vision. Remember? You think it's a game, don't you? You look. All right. No, that's Old Testament. We only sup with Father and the Word, and we're equally yoked. So we can't equally yoke to two women. That's not equal. So that's blasphemy. That's Old Testament. Polygamy was a thing in the Old Testament. David had 300 concubines and 300 wives. How the hell do you service that many women? Holy smokes, I can't even handle two of them. I mean, one of them. Remember, I don't even see one of them right here. How the hell can you handle two of them? So no, that's Old Testament. So not under this covenant. Go read the book of Corinthians. You're lost. See, we equal the yokes. You can't have two wives. So this is not true, brothers and sisters. And the Bible that shows that the Bible is such a childish word to say. So it's not. It's the scriptures. So two girls in a cup. Get out of here with your shit. You're full of it. You're eating it. Whatever. Hey, we throw more people off the channel than people who stay here, just so you know. So don't take it personally. We won't condemn you. You come back with lights. Come on. As a child, no children, no touching them, no letting presidents do terrible things and take them to islands and have an island and like a boys club with, girls. You get somebody with some poetic justice. Let's see, I can already tell it's poetic justice. I don't think this is scriptural. The same today is always, why is he allowed several concubines and wives in the Old Testament? He's not the same. He made a new covenant. You're an idiot. Get away from me. He had to birth flesh. Father didn't have flesh. Through the birth canal, you were birthed. He didn't have flesh. You're an idiot. You know what you're talking about. Get away from me. You speak like a Hebrew Israelite. Think you're some kind of special person because you have melanin or less melanin, or you've got some kind of rainbow flavored colored flag or jersey. You're waving a red flag to me. Get out of here. Flag it. Blue, red, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. Remember what it says. Scatter. Wander. Planet means wander. Take it deep, huh? Put the knee pads on. Uh-oh. Do the Catholic calisthenic Jesus. Up, down, up, the jazzercise Jesus, the Richard Simmons. No, or the Gene Simmons. No, we won't stick our tongue out. Kiss. You get off your knees. Remember, D's nuts below me. Do you understand? You get off your knees. I know when I've been licked. Nobody's below me. Remember, we're equally coveted under this testament. So, you can't serve two masters. You can't serve mammon and God. Money is not the root of all evil. Got to have oil. So, it's the agape. Is that what you serve all day? Do you go to work? You're a demon. A distributor of fortunes and lies. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to others. If you go to work and fill out a W tax dollar, you are the Antichrist, not the seventh king of Revelation, but you are in opposition. So Father hates cities. Father hates taxation. Father hates, but people think that that's okay too, right? Do you think your money didn't kill those Iranian little schoolgirls? You'll pay for it at the final trump. Judge that shall be judged. You pay for murder, you're going to be an accomplice to murder, an accessory. Ukrainians, Gazans, Lebanese, Yemenis. I can go across this rock that you walk. We remember all these countries, 1,000 military bases blowing people up for decades. Put your hands up. Who's your authority? It's a stick up. Let me see your decimi. Yeah. What are you holding? Israel is not a country, just so you know. Israel was Jacob. There's no letter J in the Old Testament, so I'll just use that stupid Babylonian word that these people speak. There's no J's, so there's no Jesus, so you're an idiot. But not you personally. I'm not. Yeah, you probably are an idiot if you take it personal. Idiot's not an insult, but remember, he loved Jacob. He hated, right? Israel. He called him Israel, and he hated Esau. So he was a man, not a country. So we got to start spreading that out so people know it was Palestinians. Palestine. That's what it was called. It was never called Israel if you go study with a map. So there is no such thing as Israel. But Satan Yahoo wants to destroy this country and pick it apart, sell it off piece by piece. And that's what's happening. That's why they put Mr. Warp Speed in. The guy that's got 6 bankruptcies and still a millionaire, his Brokeback Mountain buddy, Mount Trump, Power, Horn. I'm sure they're sticking their horn in their ice holes, They like to do their worship. Remember, they sent the Roman Catholic Church from Russia to meet with the Vatican in the Antarctica so they can do their little, meeting of the minds, if you will. Catholicism, Muslims, the Catholics wrote the Quran. So I got Muslims going ham in here too. So remember Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So they're not related to the house of Aaron. Why do these people not eat pork? I don't know. Levite to the Levitical high priest. They don't know their begottens. They've forgotten Esau, remember? His brother Nimrod. Jesus Christ, birthed on December 25th. This is the world. They like to spin in it, and go after the other Jesus. You can't serve two masters, remember? Paul said another Christ. There's no such thing as Christ. That didn't say that in the New Testament. Remember, he said, no, he said, many will be deceived. Many will come in my Shem, my Agape, when I authority. He said, when I return, no one will know my authority. No one will know my Shem. No one will know my Torah, my love. Well, my new covenant, we're not under bound by. Remember, he said it's fulfilled. Do you know which ones were fulfilled and which ones were blotted out and which ones weren't? You better start studying. Reproof the word with others that are in the narrow way. Show everybody the narrow way. Wake up every day and tell yourself everybody's evil, including you. A man's enemies be one of his own household. That's me. I am my own worst nightmare. I will send myself to hell. Nobody's going to send you to hell. When somebody does something to you, Father's just testing you to see if you'll strike back at them. That's Old Testament. See, we're not under the Old Testament. He said, let vengeance be mine, saith the Lord. Remember? It's just a test. It's not temptation. That's in the garden. You're tripping. Remember, he says, don't cause one to stumble. You'd better have a millstone tied around your neck and to be cast into the sea. Remember? And he knows the number of hair. I don't care. I've shaved my head since I was 17 years old. It's my antenna of the sun. But he knows the number of hairs on our head. So get lost. You're out of here. You're wander. Planet. So when I say planet, it means you need to wander. That's what planet means, wander. You don't live on a planet. So it's not 2026. There's no gods in the sky. Stop being a pagan. It's not 2026. Okay? It's not okay to touch kids, whether you're a Catholic or a Muslim or a Christian. I don't care. They follow the Pope, Papa, Father. He said, call no man Father, remember? Oops. It's the deadly head wound that was healed. So leave him alone, remember? That's Old Testament. One man could speak in his glossa dialect, his tongue, the prophets, and heal, and they could enter and over understand it in their language. Dialect, this glossa tongues, no such thing as speaking his tongues, remember? No free will, no luck, no chance, no being saved, no Lucifer. That's not a word ever written in the Old or New Testament. Stop saying the word Lucifer. That doesn't have anything to do with the scriptures. You're adding now. See, you're a pervert. Lucifer is a pervert. That's a perverted word. And that's never written in the scriptures once. Never. It's only written once and then later added, like Easter, that word is never written ever. That's not Jesus is Satan, the sun god, and he is not the reason for the season. Oh, April Fools, it's his wife, you fool. She had sex with her son, Tammuz, under the sea. Marduk, the fish god. Pope Papa, the one that the Pope wears, the hat, the fish god. You're an idiot. You worship Satan. You just don't know it. You worship 2026 Jesus. Christmas Jesus. Casper the Friendly Jesus. You little cartoon animated. Idolatry and imagery. So you've been warned with your Caesar Borgia, you little white Jesus crackers. Saltine cracker. You get a little salty in here. What do you eat, the cracker or you eat the meat? He said eat the meat, not flesh, human. That's Mass A. Christ's Mass is the eating of the sun god Satan. The king of the Yule wheel, remember? The rebirth. Semiramis, the wife of Satan. Christ's Mass married Ishtar, that of a son called Tammuz. Under the sea. Say they put it in Disney too, just with you. The trident god, remember? Zeus with the trident, their deities, little g gods.
They used to pray to their ancestors for fortunes so that they could communicate, open up portholes by eating human flesh. Yeah, that's called the orgy pagan Christmas. It's called the sacrament of the mass. Mass is eating flesh and drinking of cannibalism blood. Cannibalism is, I mean, vampism. They're vampires. Remember, I was a snake before you let me in, and then he let Joe Biden in. Did you get the Biden? Did you get the Biden? Did you stand on the XXX 666? Go inside, flatten the curve. 3/11, March 11th, he declared the coronavirus. I come quickly, let no one take your crown. You think Donald, Mr. Warp Speed, knows scripture? When I broke my ankle, my family considered it a sign I had dinner and I had earned my suffering. Well, what the hell does that mean? You're going to get what you just measure will be poured out when the measure you pour out on others will be poured out on you. Remember the golden, the natural, or well, whatever. Since the beginning of time, do unto others as you had done unto yourself. So what are you talking about? Most of your family is a bunch of vipers and Jezebels, and their family is not your mom or dad. Not in the Old Testament. Nope. Not in this new one either. If your mom's a Jezebel, depart from her. If your dad's a viper, as a Jezebel, don't partake with. Remember, I was a snake before you let me in. Then he let Joe Biden. And vipers don't partake with vipers, especially don't vote for them. Oh, my bubby Jubby. My boy's coming to say hi to the dad. Just all coming to give dad some loveds. Oh, my freaking back! You're sitting there pushing on my back, puppy. He is a freaking snuggle bunny. Did you hear, bunny? More little snuggle bunny. Oh, you're the bestest boy I ever did, Bessie. Or the bestest guy I ever did have. He's being a good boy today. Yeah, this is for adults, and everybody's somebody's kid, but you have to act like an adult. And there's no minors in here, so just to be clear with you, some people's kids, man, and they're definitely over 18. Everybody's got somebody's kid, right? So, but remember, your family, brothers, sisters, is not. When I say brothers and sisters, I'm not talking to. My brothers are in my. From what I know, they're Satanists. One is for sure doesn't have any inner understanding of the word, so he's definitely bound for the pit. And the other ones, he's just watered down. It's more convenient to call himself a Christian or whatever, but he doesn't. And he's not that bad. That's lukewarm. He said, if you're lukewarm, I'll vomit you from my mouth. So you got to be hot or cold, one way or the other. That's it. There's no in between, because leaven, that's parameters to make alcohol. You come punch drunk on this world, and like somebody spiked the punch bowl with sugar. You got your sugar daddy Jesus, whatever you're sucking on or whatever your sugar watered down. You mix leaven. Remember, that's what Scripture is talking about. Well, he says he throws the lukewarm Christians right into the lake of fire, to the abyss, to hell. The hypocrites, the unbelievers. But who are actually the first people? Let's go back to what that says. Who's the very first people at the final trump to receive judgments, to pass through the book of judgments? Who's the very, 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 it's not the murderers. Nope, they don't go first. It's not the grapists like Mr. Warp Speed who grapes kids. Nope. That's not who goes to the lake of fire. It's not the lukewarm Christians. They don't go there. Not the idolaters, right? The people who cheated on Father's word, people laid with another word. Those who changed the perfect word, even the smallest jot, brothers, sisters. That is the first. If you had to prioritize how, just look at it that way for a second. Don't be religious. If you had to prioritize judgments, what does Father hate the most? Perverts. Froward, huh, Donald? Froward. People who froward his word. The scorpizzo, the false teachers, the people who go out and tell people about. And the thing is when you understand the Scripture, you have to share the light. Don't boast because put it at the top of your house. You know what I'm saying? Put it at the top of your house.
Anybody who perverts Father's word, even a single jot or tittle, is in opposition. That is antichrist. So you're probably just better to go out there and not say anything. No, you can't do that. I can't go run to the woods, brothers, sisters. I have to fellowship, remember? Don't hide that light. Share that light. Be charitable. Charity. If you love me, you'll go share this agape and don't let people change it. Right? That's how you love me, by guarding my commandments. And I command you not to add even the smallest of the in the letters. It will be a yod, right? A thought, your own version, or even a period or a comma. He's not playing around. His word is perfect. Go talk about other things. Talk about football. Talk about how big Kim Kardashian's butt is today, or how many craters you think there's on the moon, or that's talk about something else. But if you're going to get Father's aletheia, truth, you have to unlearn, translate. I am the hados. I am the narrow way. Cut off the world. Don't listen to the world. Define my words. Study maps, cultures, customs. You can't change any of this. Remember? And you'll come to this definition. Seeking you shall find, asking you shall receive, knock when I will come with you. Because he doesn't want us to sup with people who are in the broad way, show them to the narrow way. Because if you hang out with people who are in the broad way, that's going to rub off on you. So you need to not sup with people who don't love these truths. And that's not for you to decide. You'll know, because when you talk to them, they'll be hungry. You won't rebuke them. The word will rebuke them. Remember? They'll be like, what? Yeah, I want some more of that. That's when you know you found somebody's in the narrow way. They're hungry for the word. They're thirsty. They're like, they love that living water. So we're not out there to try to change the world. We're just tell people what the narrow way is. And you can't hide that, because that's part of loving Father, to be charitable with his word, not with food, not with, I know I like to tithe food at this ministry because I'm kind of old school and they left food in the desert in tabernacles and tents and all that, whatever. I don't know why my life shaped scripture, but that's the way Father makes it. He made it. Take it up with the, don't shoot the messenger, right? So the angel, don't shoot the angel. So, but again, you hear that? What are you hearing there, Donald? Are you hearing my thing in the background? This thing makes a little buzz. Holiday worship, worshiping in the clock, going to work. Guys, that's satanic to go work. It is. You're paying taxes for a corporation when you could go get a piece of land and pay way less taxes. You're probably not going to get away with totally. You're still going to pay some kind of tax in America for now, if you're in America. But all these unnecessary taxes that you pay, it's an abomination. You're worshiping the clock. I've talked about this. You need a roof over your head. You need a way to produce power. You need some heat, and you don't need all these other things. You're a Babylonite, Okay, could be this. It's weird how one person gets cut out or one person doesn't. Another gets good. I can't hear anything. I can hear fine. So I apologize. It's probably because we're over the target there, Donald. I'm saying, taking flack. The old death machine rolling in here. Die daily till it's all done. Till your last breath. Die hard. So put your teeth back in your head. So cool. No, that's fine. Anybody else got a copy on that? Am I coming in? Skip what? Back. No, just kidding. My bad. Kennedy. Dude, I think that guy's had too many cock meat sandwiches, man. What do you think, Kennedy? I think Mr. Kid Rock's had his rock in his, doing the ice hole. Too much goo gargle. Man chowder. That's what happens when you eat too much man chowder. You'll talk like, my audio doesn't cut out as much, right? Obviously, so I'm working on that, guys. I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm just one dude.
Yeah, that's Mr. RFK. Remember, Mr. He sounds like he's googling on the man chowder. Semen samples. Yeah, I think he's with the Navy. He must got that patent on the 5G whiz. See, all those poles they got spewing the whiz. Slobberknocker Festival for sure. Balls deep. Balls across the nose. Oh, my bad. They're sick, dude. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I will. I don't care. What I got to lose my life? What I got to do? Come take? They only take my life now. I don't. I wonder if that. Okay. No. Like I said, I had messaged my daughter. You know, her dad. So I stalked his profile. I don't really see any pictures of her other than the one quite a long time ago. So I don't. It seems I don't. Sounds like he doesn't much keep in touch with her, from what I can see. I mean, I've looked before, and that's what I noticed. And when I went back and looked at it, I remember that's why I didn't really. A couple months ago, somebody gave me the information, and I looked because I couldn't find the profile, but he changed his profile picture, so then I found it today, and I went in there and left him a message. So we'll see if he contacts me back and lets me know. Oh, guys. Oh, man. I actually remember I just had some eggs in there. I got to get. Oh, my goodness. My freaking back neck. My back and my neck. I need to keep some of these eggs right now. Right now. I got some eggs for making them hard boiled. I forgot they were in here. Where's Tarnation? What in Tarnation? I love that song. Oh, we're gonna eat some eggs. Some hard-boiled eggs. Ooh, maybe I should make I got some hamburger buns. Maybe I should make an egg salad sandwich, huh? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Only at least one of them, though. Make an egg salad sandwich. All right, here we got ourselves a nice beauty farm-raised egg there. It's like a orange. Look how yolky that is. Are you yolking? Oh man. Some pepper, salt. Mm-hmm. Yummy. Man, those yolks are so good. Not like grocery store, nice and rich. Mm. Yeah, they're gonna make me an egg salad sandwich on a hamburger bun. Why not? I got some wheat bread, but I don't know. I got it for the chickens. I don't eat really wheat bread very often. I don't eat wheat bread very often. Maybe I should once in a while. It's not gonna hurt me. Genetically modified wheat. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Those are probably like one of the four worst things you probably put in your body, because if you have a gluten intolerance, that will kill the villi lining in your lower intestine, and you can't absorb nutrition. That's why they mess with your gut bacteria. So your whole proteins don't separate. And you get all these diseases because of lack of nutrition. Look it up. You'll see I'm right. Most diseases can be linked to lack of nutrition in the lower intestine. Look it up. I'll just sit there and talk for my health here. Get RFK out of there, guy. That guy's a freaking man goo gobbler. I'm not talking Thanksgiving. I'm talking tank stealing. This dude's freaking stealing all our money. He's a Mason just like his brother, John F. Kennedy, who was a Mason related to the Queen and a tyrant. Man, you don't like none of these presidents, do you? George Washington was a Mason, and he wasn't the first president. Man, people are lost. In space! All right, I'm going to go make me a sandwich. Hold on. A sandwich. Go make me a sandwich. Feel the space. Where did my good knife there? Where's my good knife? Choppy. Choppy. That smells weedy. Oh, I got some croissants. Let's put them on some croissants. that. These back. Add that into the feed here. Shortly. Oh man, I had that wheat bread. I don't know. I didn't even know wheat bread when I was in jail. Look how thick that is. Thick bread. No, I can't eat. I don't like wheat bread. I know I don't eat it. Man, I don't like wheat bread. Ducky. No, thank you. No, thank you. We'll give that to the chickens. I got it for them. I thought I'd... No, thank you. A little bite of bread in your pants. Little piece of crust there. Yuck. All them chickens, they sure love it. They'll eat anything. They'll eat anything. And little velociraptors. Let's make chicken salad for dinner later, maybe. Man, it's gonna get cold in here tonight. I know it. It's windy. Sure didn't little bit. Crap, a little body heat. All right. Start all over again. Start all over. didn't like that wheat bread. That was disgusting. Disgusting. I got some nice little cheese croissants here, though. We'll put some, that'll taste good with some egg salad on a croissant. Won't be able to make them very big, but you got cheese on the inside of them there. Cheese melted in there. I quit eating bread. Quit eating bread. Then my body quit producing any kind of sugars at all because I wasn't eating bread. I wouldn't eat pasta, and I don't eat sugar. So, man, I'm gonna make sure we don't eat no crap bread. All right, there we go. Look at that croissant, hard boiled with cheese. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's a good combo. That sweetness with the croissant, with the look, there's no mustard in that egg salad. Look how dark it is. I put a lot of mayonnaise in there too. There's a lot of mayonnaise in that. And it's still, I mean, you can tell, I mean, it's almost runny, not runny, but you know, look how dark it is from those yolks. Man, I love chicken egg, farm fresh chicken eggs. The white's okay, but the yolk is the best part. You know what I'm saying? Now that yolk tastes so different. And I feed mine all organic feed, so you can freaking yummy. Thank you, Father. For good food. Mm-hmm. Chocolate? You like chocolate latte? There's some good croissants, man. They got cheese croissants. Kind of mini, but they're working. They're working. Got a slice in here. Yep. I'll put some of that on there. Oh yeah. A little big glob there. Oh yeah. Nice little one there, right there, right there. I love you when you do it right there. Right there. Oh, croissant. Oh, croissant. Now I'm gonna have to try that again. Do that one more time. Where you been all my life? That sets those eggs on fire there, man. You want to blast those eggs, buddy? Or a little couple of nibbles on there. Yeah, I put them all on the croissant, huh? Yeah, I made rice yesterday and chicken. Rice. Today I made those volcano wings. Those were good. And then I did the buffalo volcano. That was outstanding. They set that off. Those flavors go good together though. Croissant and egg salad. That's a good combo. That's good. Just, man, I'm telling you, those two flavors just set each other off. Want the last bite? Pants got the last bite. Pants got the last bite. Just a little nibble, just a little end piece, huh? Just a little piece. Oh, my God. Oh, good boy. I got some different pineapple juice this time by Langer's. What is this? Well, that looks pretty light, man. Huh? Filtered water, pineapple juice, natural. What do I taste in there? There's no corn syrup. And it's filtered water. I don't know. It tastes something different in there. This is a different kind than I normally get. It's still Langer's. Oh, it's got pineapple juice, concentrate. Maybe that's what it is. It's a concentrate. If you find yourself staring at an orange juice bottle because it says concentrate, you might be a redneck. Oh. I don't think I'll buy that one again. I think it's just watered down is all it is. It still tastes like pineapple juice. It just doesn't have that thick, pineapple juice has a thick flavor to it, You can kind of tell, look. It's a little thin for pineapple juice, huh? It's pineapple. Pineapple. But yeah, no sugar in it. Might be good to mix that with some orange juice or something. See what I'm saying? See how thin that is? Look at that. Can't normally do that with pineapple juice. Probably just a little thicker than that.
Oh, that's a bummer. Pineapple juice, my favorite. I got a cranberry orange juice, blood orange. I think I'm gonna mix that one with this one. Give this one a little more bite to it. That'll be a good mixture. Pineapple, blood orange, and cranberry. I'll have to drink that down a little bit more. Oh man. You're the best boy that ever did give. This bestest one I ever had. Did you like that? Let me see. There you go, done. Oh, not done. There you go. There you go. Couple little more spots. Oh, man. Man, I wish they would have called me back. Really wanted to get that. Really wanted to get that thing done this week, guys. What the heck? Why are they so slow? Trying to stay ahead of this damn thing, you know? I don't want to have to get in line with everybody else. I want to be ahead of the line. Tip of the spear. Huh. So they're thinking, man, oh man. That's all right. Maybe next week. So, no, I'll get it. I'm pretty certain. I'll be able to get a hold. I didn't bug him this week. I'm sure if I would have stayed on top of him and bugged him all week, but I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't be bugging him all the time. I'll need him for a couple things here and there, you know. So I'll be calling him because I'm an owner builder. You know, I'm building it all by myself. So I don't want to abuse that. No, I don't want you to. I'm fine. Thank you. I love you. No, I just got done eating. I don't want you getting on my belly or none of that. Thank you. No, you're not getting on my belly. You're not getting on my belly. You're not getting on my belly. You trying to come climb up and dad some hugs, huh? You're a little snuggly bunny, you little snuggle buddy. Oh, my puppy dog. You're a good boy. You're being a good boy today. You're the best puppy dog I ever did have. You're my biggest bone. All right. I think I'm going to chooch on some medicine. Then we'll have us, you have to tell me now. You tell me. What can you learn me? Learn me something. Oh, Mr. Bobo, learn us something in here. We're trying to learn you something. You're so funny over there. He's smashing his head into the couch. He does that when he gets crazy. Oh, you're a crazy boy. You're a little crazy weasel. You're a crazy weasel. You're a crazy weasel. Oh. Yeah, I'm not really having any real conversation here. I could, but I'm going to see what the comment section here is. 80 of you in here, so one of them's Sabrina, one of them's you. Who are these other 6? Let yourself be known by sight, sound, or movement. Is there anyone downrange? Oh, we had one of them leave. Is there anyone downrange? Oh, man. All right. Rice, baby. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, Warren G's back. Guess who's back? Back. Regulators, mount up. It was a cool that night. Cool dark moon. Warren G is on the set trying to consume some skirts from the teeth so I can get some. Just hit the east side of the LBC on the mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. I got a car full of girls, ain't no need to tweak. Or your skirts for no one's up with 213. Different area codes. Ho. Like Santa? There we go. The 213. Or the 805. I'm on the 805. I'm on the 205 on the 5. No, wait. What are you doing up north? Are you in the 543? Are you in the 808? The 808 kick drum makes the girlies get dummy rolling Rainier. Oh, we're in the 253. Different area codes. I'm in the 541 right now. Oh. Yes, the Gregorian counter. We talk about that often in here. Yes, the lunatics. A lunatic's about sticking about swap meet Louie. Lunatic's about to steal the show. Call the cops to see a robbery in progress. Lunatic's about to steal the show. Oh shit. Damn. Buzzed again. What can I say? It's that chi, man. Fucking bud. Be on the tilt. For real. I ain't bullshit over here. It's the bomb. Chiba. Oh. One time, you know. When I get to a party to get it started, I grab the microphone. I rock it cold-hearted. Go behind the curtain while my fan is pointing. You know what I was doing. I'm blazing the joint. It seems a lot of time. I'm at my best. That's a little tone low. That's a little L.A., where it's sunny all year. First city to bust the feel of gear. Then Baba Sergio Bacchina. Venice Beach, home of the Virginia, from Compton to Watts to Pasadena. If you're known to a fly girl, it's the misdemeanor. Down to the town, city by the shore. My posse's in the house and I'm cool and hardcore. You guys don't know Tone Loc, do you? That's such a good album. I love that album. Except for Funky Comedina and Wild Thing. I wish he'd ever come out with those two songs. Those are the two worst songs ever. But anyways, we're just Warren G in our room. We snap into some freaking jukebox over here. Don't rock the jukebox. I want to hear some Jones. Oh. Yeah, we want to go to the Penny Theater, to the Penny Movie Theater, the Rolling. Remember? Yeah, Penny Movies. We should go to, or the Nickel Arcade. Oh, they got you going to Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, wait. Would you not get on top of me right now, please? I know you just want a hug. You're just a hugger. Oh, man. At the tone, the time will be. Oh, what time is it? It's 9 a.m. Do you know where your kids are? Those were the days, boys. Look at us now. We're so advanced, aren't we? We're so smart that we all go to work. Not me. I work for the ministry, remember? I don't go pay no taxes to the man. I ain't to play that. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Would be prudent. So. What a silly day we live in this time. People in the past, I don't think it would have ever. I seen something the other day where they were talking about people in the 1800s and were thinking about what it be like now. And there was a bunch of different inventions and things like that. Like thought people like be on roller skates and all these different things. But there were several things that they that have come to fruition now. But I'm telling you, this stuff here, holy smokes! You know what I'm saying? Who would have ever imagined, be run by a bunch of PDF files and nobody would care? We go bomb another country that never bombed us. We tell another country they can't have, we're the only country to ever use a nuclear bomb in another country. We're telling another country they can't have a nuclear bomb. And yet we're bombing them and they've never bombed but us. What is wrong with that picture? What is wrong with that? What's wrong with that picture, guys? Everything's backwards. Woe to those who call good evil and evil good, right? We're here. We made it. Anybody disagree with me? I don't know. Because what are good men? The only thing it takes for evil to flourish is for good men to stand around and do nothing. That's this time, you idiots. You just don't read enough scripture to know what the good that he's talking about. I asked you guys that the other day. What is good, right? Well, what's good in the eyes of Father and what's good in the eyes of the world? The only thing it takes for evil to flourish is for good men to stand around and shut up, assert their Miranda rights, and remain silent. Majority. It'll go down in history written as because the victor gets the spoils and the loser gets to shut up, gets left out of history. So, interesting times that we're living in. No? What do you think? What's your thoughts on the clock? Numbers on a wall with a hand pointing at numbers, and you think that's going to tell you time, eh? Uh-huh. You're perverted. I'm just, what's good? What's good in the eyes of Father and what's good in the eyes? I keep asking that. Nobody answers it. I've asked it over and over again. I feel like I'm stuck on you. Got that feeling? No, never again. I'm on my way. He's the way. Remember, I am the way. I had to go there. I don't think people know what that scripture is telling you. It's the people call themselves good right now, right? Are you good because you're a good person? Well, you must be nice then, right? Mm-hmm. So you're acting like everything's all right, We're run by a bunch of PDF files and we're bombing other countries. Remember old Baphomet with his old Baphomet wife, Manchel Obama? Nobody cared. 2 president terms, right? Got reelected. Kind of like Mr. Warp Speed. Whoa. Remember, not trying to change any of this, just very interesting times. I've been in this game a long time, and I could have never imagined this would have ever been anything like this. You know what I'm saying? You got it now, Donald? Now we're here. Now you know. Because I think other people think that those good men are good men. Those aren't good men. I've been saying that all along to you. I've been saying it for years on this channel. I've probably said that in your head, in your ear, because you've been in here at least 50 times. The only thing it takes, probably more than that, the only thing it takes for evil to flourish, for a good man to stand around and do nothing. How many times have I said that? You've been here, Don. Hundreds of times, I'm sure. Good. What is good men? We need to bring this up to our other brothers and sisters. Well, what you consider, is that what's pleasing to Father? Is that what's pleasing in the eyes of Father? And I've already taught you this, okay? And he said, call no man teacher, but Father will tell you what you're doing wrong.
If you have a relationship with the word, he will rebuke you with the things he does not want you to do or tell you what to do and start doing it. You're just not doing it. You're denying, not yourself. And that's what he tells you to do in Matthew. Daily, take up your cross. Don't do the world, be crucified, and follow, do what I did. Sins of the world. What are the sins of the world? I brought that up. How come nobody wants to talk about the sins of the world? Oh, is that you because you got sticky fingers and you're a thief, or whatever. I could come up with the sins of the world are what celebrating Jesus and calendar worship and holidays and going to work and punching a clock, not even trying to get out of the system. The system is holidays. The system is, they're all doing it. They do it across the world. They'll do this stuff like the VidCo, Lockstep, XXX. They all do it. Christmas, Xmas, Christ Mass. They all do it. Dude, I had to be locked up in jail that last time. That was horrible. I think that's what killed me more than anything was all those commercials. No! All the... Oh, my goodness. Dude, that was one of the worst times ever in my life. That ruined me, man. That TV ruined me. Oh, my God. That was the worst thing ever in my entire life. No, that was bad. But I've been through worse, but that was horrible, man. And my dad died a couple of days before Christmas, so I'm always Mr. Scrooge or whatever people always, because I'm always trying to tell them, this is pagan, you idiots. You know, I live next to Christ Mass Valley, so they definitely know. They get an earful in that town. So, but it's okay. Not turning goats into sheep in here. It's not possible for anybody to change anybody. Father will call out to your wicked heart, and if you sup with him, he's right here, and he'll tell you, don't do that. Turn around. I rebuke you. Stop it, or start doing this now. And it just or it's like a thorn. It's silent, but it's there, and it doesn't go away. It could be that loud, or it could be that thorn that doesn't need to say anything, and it's just nagging at you, huh? Yeah, that's Father. You guys have that relationship with Father? Do you hear him like that, or is he like, Donald, this is God. I want you to read the book of Matthew. Go to verse. I don't know. You may have a different relationship. I hear him throughout the day. So I hear him through the scripture, through his words that are in the scriptures, not my own, through the scriptures. That's how I hear him. It's you know what I'm saying? Seeking you should find, asking your sheep, knocking, I will come sup with you. No? Okay. You guys got the whole, hey, it's God up here in the sky, Daddy, Jesus. I'm not mocking anybody. I'm just, the carpet Jesus, the Latin, Arab demon. So. That's okay. You have your own relationship with him. Remember, I don't die and go anywhere. I come back here for millions of years. I come in and out of this flesh. So I am Revelation. I will go be with Hokadesh without flesh, and then I will be birthed in the flesh in the little season again. I'll come back into this skin. That's what it says. Read scripture. I am Revelation. Read it. So you don't listen. You don't have ever had apocalypse in your whole life, have you? You've just been under a rock. He said, I am the rock. Kick rocks. So, don't want your house on sinking sand. So kick rocks until you pound sand, I guess, right? Wrong. What do you got for me, guys? Anything else in here? Thank you, moderators. You guys are the best moderators. We throw 90% plus of the people off this channel. So if you're coming in here for the first time, just so you know, we should make that a little heading. Hey, you'll probably get tossed out of here. Hey, we don't want your subscription. Hey, we're not trying to get a YouTube button. Hey, this is a family affair. Hey, this is the mother of all YouTube channels. Yeah, mother. She corrects you, remember? So people don't like to be corrected, so they get thrown outside. Go outside when the lights come on. Bing.
No children. Children are not meant to be seen or heard. It's adult only stream. We're talking here, adults or children are meant to be. That's how it was. I'm old school, man. Told you I'm millions of years old. Been this many times. Not gonna let anybody tell me. I know what the word says. I follow the word, not what the world. They're whirling. Remember, on a ball, planet wandering through corkscrewing, through time and space. They're perverted. That's the word. Froward Hebrew. You know, their Hebrew. Well, their Hebrew is witches brew. They're brewsters. They're alchemists. They like to marry truth to a lie in their cauldrons and their pots. You know, they're. I don't know what they're smoking, man. Maybe it's some. Maybe it's liquid smoke. I don't know. Maybe it's dry ice. In fact, it's cold as hell. Rocket Man. Yeah, well, there you go. Now, what he's talking about, nobody's even come in and go, yeah, hey, you know what? We're run by a bunch of pedos. Thanks, Don. How come nobody says anything? People are pedos, supporters. Like an athletic supporter, you know, a jock strap, you know, these nuts. Never mind. Hey, support your team. Be a jock strap, right? America, you know, and a sling. Yes, be support your team. Two faces. That's right. Two faces. Hey, have you ever seen the movie Big Man on Campus? You guys seen the movie Big Man on Campus? Speaking of campus. Oh, we're ringing. I think it's 458. Hey guys, let me take this. I'll take this. This somebody I haven't heard from in a minute. Hold on.